The one comment I have is, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and this is my reaction style videos where I break down all the styles of music, all different lyrics and stuff, all of your favorite songs. I try to help you enjoy them a little bit more by breaking things and realizing things that you might not have realized before. That rhymed. That was pretty cool. For real, if you have any requests or comments or questions, you could always text me 1-833-575-0948. You could also leave a comment below. If you want to check out my music, it's Jacob Restituto wherever you listen. Before we get into the video, we have a quick message from today's sponsor, and that is DistroKid. DistroKid is great for anybody that wants to release music. I personally use them. My past 2 singles and my past album have been released through DistroKid. Today we're talking about the really cool feature that I actually just learned about, which is called teams. Usually when you feature an artist on a song, you have to break down and denote who's going to get what % of the song. The artist would get the main amount, and then you have to divvy it up and send out checks or all this hard counting stuff that you don't want to have to think about. What's really cool is the fact that DistroKid, you can actually do it inside DistroKid. All they need to do is put their email in and have a DistroKid account, which I think costs like 10 bucks. And bam, you can say, you know what, this person's getting this %, this person's getting this %, and every time you get money, it goes directly to those people, which is really cool. You don't have to do anything on your end, which actually saves a lot of time, which I actually think is pretty sick. Some other really cool things is you can have unlimited collaborators, and you can also change the splits at any point, which are really cool features. I highly recommend it, and there's a link in the description if you want to check it out. So first of all, it looks like they have the same guitarist every time, which is cool. I appreciate that they're using the same guitarist, you know, that he's got a steady gig. Like, as a musician, that's something that every musician wants. So he's playing something called third chords, but he's playing them in a really, so what third chords are is the root and the third of a chord. Like, for example, every chord has a root, third, and a fifth. C major chord, for example, like would be C, E, and G. So he is playing C and E, and that has a very distinct sound on the guitar, and it's a very commonly used chord in the guitar. And you can play major or minor thirds based on it, but it works really well based on the way the strings are on. But he's playing, the reason I'm surprised is he's just using odd fingers that I would not have expected. Usually use your pointer and your ring. He's using his middle and his pinky.
You and I and nobody else.
Dude, the vibrato on her voice is crazy, man. Also, yeah, it's crazy.
Boy, it's the way you got me under your spell. Don't you keep it all to yourself. So won't you take it?
Nice. So one thing I want to comment is I appreciate, you can definitely tell if this is live, just because, you know, first of all, I always question whether things are live or not, because, you know, sometimes people's voices, not just them in general, but some artists, their voices are insanely good, you know, and it's like, is that actually how good their voice is, or did they fix it in post-production? But you could hear when the vocal ooze just came in that it was slightly flat, and then they picked it back up, you know, which is natural. Like, they're singing only to an acoustic guitar, and they're trying to match harmonies based on that. So, like, it's completely natural I'm actually surprised at how rare it is for them to hit a funky note. But that just shows that it's a live video, which is that much more impressive, because all the good notes that they're hitting are actually on key.
Like, for the first time, I am not faking. Fingers on my buttons, and now you're playing.
There's a lot of different shots in this. It's pretty cool.
Master of anticipation. Don't you keep it all to yourself. Just a touch of your love is enough.
Nice,
to
that's
knock
cool.
me up in my feet all week. Just a touch of...
I like that staccato, like palm muted kind of guitar. So palm muting is when you take the palm of your hand and lay it on the bridge of the guitar, and you play those what's called staccato or short style notes, the bump, 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 like that on the guitar. And let me just comment on the guitar. You can actually hear that it's recorded in stereo, and you can see with the microphone. See, he has a microphone in the front, and he's plugged in, so he's able to get two different recordings from it, and you're able to pan them slightly differently. And the benefit to that is the way sound works is it travels. So if one microphone's slightly farther, which the microphone that's mic'd rather than what's plugged in is slightly farther, is going to sound slightly later, giving this a fuller sound. And it's also recording a different part of the guitar. It's recording the body outside of the body by the sound hole, as opposed to inside the internal mic.
Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to knock me off of my feet all week. Just a touch.
The one comment I have is even when they were doing the vocals, I personally like the oohs and the ahs. I personally feel like they're a little the harmonies are a little loud. I kind of wish that there was like even when like Perry was singing, you know, the oohs were like a little overpowering. I wanted to hear more of her voice. I just wish they were a little like blended a little differently.
Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body.
But the harmonies are insanely tight, man. It's crazy.
Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love. Photograph with no t-shirt on.
I gotta say, man, the I really like the reverb they're using. So it's this really bright reverb, and it's actually really far back in the mix, and it's like has a late attack. So what that means is like she sings something, and then it's like a second later, which is actually a really far time for reverb to come away. It's almost acting like an echo, but it's this really thin and bright reverb. So it doesn't allow, because there's 4 vocalists and a guitar, it doesn't allow for things to get muddy.
Why you making me wait so long? Wait so long. I promise to keep this a secret I'll never tell.
So if you don't know what reverb is, let me just comment on that really quick. If reverb is like, listen to her sing like so, tell, and that thing that happens after tell, that like shimmery kind of bright thing, that's called reverb.
Yeah, don't you keep it all to yourself. So won't you take it? I feel like for the first time I am not fake.
So I don't know if you noticed, but there was a dent on that microphone. In my previous video, I think it was the Falling music video, I comment on the microphones and how those are Shure SM58s, and they're the most common, probably the most commonly used microphone out there. They're actually incredibly inexpensive for how popular they are, but they're just you could drop them out of a plane and they'll work fine. And that's just an example that is slightly dented. It's being a live musician, like it's not uncommon to see a gigging artist like have a Shure SM58 and the grill completely smashed in, and they last forever. It could probably survive World War III.
Fingers on my buttons, so now you're playing. Best rough into something.
Dude, they have some really nice shots. Whoever filmed this.
Don't you keep it all to yourself. To yourself. Just a touch of your love is enough.
Back to the staccato.
One touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to knock me off of my feet all week.
Their voices sound really nice when they're blended together and sing the same melody. Sometimes, like artists, when they layer vocals and sing the same melody, it just gets kind of muddy and kind of funky sounding because the timbre doesn't fit together, but they sound really nice.
Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just one touch of your love.
Nice
just
harmony.
One touch of your love. I wanna feel your touch.
Grit was pretty sick. See, now you hear how much lower the oohs. I mean, that's because they're singing quieter, but I like that mix a little bit more. How it's a little bit quieter than before.
Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love.
Very cool. Nice. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, you can leave a comment if you want me to react to and break down any of your favorite songs. You can also text me at 1-833-575-0948. It means a ton to me if you check out my music or even my merch. You might find something you like. I'll see you guys next time. God bless and peace out.